Hello, good morning, everybody. We're actually hitting you on a morning. Hey, guess what? We have a special guest for you guys. We didn't even know that this particular person was going to show up here today. So we are going to do some impromptu recording with said person. You will see her momentarily. Tom's in the other room getting ready. Duncan, you're first. Hey there, buddy. Neo Del Rio. Cupo, good morning. Fashino, hello. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. What is new? All right. What are you studying? What chapter are you working on, babe? What are you working on? It is a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. Let me get this other thing running here. Here she is. I'll put the camera on her now so you can see her. There you go. There's our special guest. There's her microphone. Sorry.
This is so low. Who sets this low?
You know, I don't know. Like, I think that. Oh yeah, hold on. No, that was Pat. We were doing Lowrider with Pat yesterday. Look at that. You driving another.
Now I'm like.
There we go.
One of the cool podcast bros.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
This is so uncomfortable.
It is.
Isn't there a crazy UFO sighting recently?
Oh, bro. I mean.
I don't know.
With all the drone news, I mean, I can't keep up with who's seen what kind of UFO or UAP at this point.
You know what was weird is I went to my buddy Dave and Will's house, or Dave's house, over Christmas break, and Will showed me a video of a drone from his on his phone. Like, that's how common it is. It's like I had a friend of mine go like, look at this.
I got one. Yeah.
Like, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a head in the sand kind of guy right now. Right. We got that good. We're gonna do Andrea says hello. Actually,
Hello.
she said Sam. Like with an exclamation point. The stakeholder performance domain and development approach of life cycle performance domain chapters. That's what my wife is studying right now.
Oh, wow. Where the hell is this?
She's getting really mad at me and Maisie lately because she says that we just make noise to make noise because we're constantly singing like little songs. And she is like, shut the fuck up, like all the time, telling us to shut the fuck up because she's always studying. Did you take a poop? Hey, what's going on, buddy? Not you, Pabon. Not you, Tom. I was wondering if Tom took a poop.
Look who it is.
Well, yeah, look at this. You got upstaged. You got upstaged. Sam dropped by. We got a real star in here today. All right, hold on.
And women, I guess. I guess I'll do the other event too.
Sit down, Pabon. What up, buddy? Give me some love.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy. Hair looks outstanding.
What we'll do is, because I plan to do a segment for you for tonight for a Weird Hobby Wednesday about being in a punk rock band as a dad and whatever. But we'll do that segment after this one. And so just if you want to sit in for this, we're just going to talk to Sam about this charity 5K in Harbor House.
All right. There are headphones if you want them. You don't have to wear them because it might mess up the hair.
You got to do it in the back, right?
Yeah, that's what I used to do
Yeah.
when I used to spike my hair up. I'm not cutting my hair anymore.
Are you growing out?
I'm growing it out, yeah. So I'm getting
Hell
little gross stuff here, and this beard is getting real fat and thick. It's real straggly now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm trying. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to take on the look of small homeless man. That's what I'm going for. All right.
You're going to have to change the way you dress, too, because homeless people aren't that snazzy.
Yeah, I am pretty snazzy today.
You're going to have to.
I was feeling a little like a snack today, matching out my jeans with my hat. Mr. Van, would you like to begin?
Yeah, I just was going to bitch about the weather for a second.
Yeah, we should. We should all. Do you want to bitch on the air?
The weather sucks.
Oh,
Well,
God,
this is
it's
gonna
full old man now. Let's talk
yeah.
weather.
Have you seen how sad he is? Look how sad he is.
It's because he's
No,
a
no,
runner.
no.
Yeah. This guy's more white than he's ever been now.
What do you mean white?
Oh, he's
darkness,
but,
my
like,
old
what do you do for
friend.
fun, Mr. White Guy? I run.
No.
He runs.
I was breakdancing yesterday.
You're breakdancing?
No, not me.
Yeah,
Although
his
I
sons.
want to.
His sons. You're like a white man that adopted black sons.
Because I just watch.
Right?
Regular blind side over
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
I just
I
watch.
ain't never had a real bed before. I could do a head spin.
I thought about well, let me get in there.
No. It's for them, not for you.
Look
You
what I
have.
can do.
That's the only problem that I will. Okay, I don't ever critique your parenting because you do you. But the one thing I will critique is you got to let those boys leave them alone. Let them do their shit. That's their shit,
Yeah,
not
don't
your
take
shit.
over his break.
Stop taking their
taking
shit.
over. I'm
Stop
just
taking their shit. They'll never learn to do shit on their own if you're always like, hey, guys, I'm here. Hey,
Listen, I love my husband more than anything,
Hey, teens,
right?
who wants to skateboard?
But when I was taking guitar classes and he was trying to teach me how to guitar, and he would just pick up the guitar
There it
while
is.
I'm trying to learn, it was quite annoying.
There it is. Yeah, you got to step out.
Yeah.
Why is it so annoying to be taught something by the people you
it's,
love?
It's not being taught. It's by how you teach. Some people's teaching techniques do not vibe with other people's learning techniques. And when I'm trying to learn one chord and you're busting out a fucking solo,
Yeah.
it's
Tom's
a
a
little annoying.
whiplash. Tom's a whiplash
Okay,
style.
okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
because
Can you
there's
hear?
a
Can you hear?
Yep.
do your
Okay.
kids, are they trying to learn to play now that daddy's in a...
They got a
Punk rock
guitar that sits on the wall
Oh, okay.
for 2 years.
Yeah, that's what
but-
kids do. You buy
They'll
them.
get to it. They'll
You
get
buy
to
them.
it.
I want to do what Daddy does. You buy them the shit, and then they do nothing. All right. Would you like to start, Mr. Van?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got some surprise guests in today.
Little early for that. You know what? I was told yesterday I should not use the siren before 10 a.m. Chef Pat from Hollerbox told me that. You know, he's right. He's a smart man. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Samantha Haar's in studio. How you doing, Sam?
Surprise!
Hey,
I'm back, baby.
She's here. She's here.
And Eric Pabon's
Hey,
in studio. How you doing,
hey.
Pabon?
Hell yeah.
Pabon.
You've changed a lot since the last
Yeah,
time.
oh my God, you look cool.
So have you, man.
Yeah.
Like you look like
That's
you get
true.
ready to film a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
let's not get crazy.
Yeah. But
You gotta be a little more
but
bold.
I like you, Pabon.
But a
That's why
Marvel
he's here.
movie about a man who has AIDS and loves running.
I was just about to say you turned into Puerto Rican Fat Mike.
All you did.
but I stopped myself when you gave me that
Still said it.
compliment. No, I didn't. I was saying I was about to. Anyway, so before we get into the Harbor House, and Sam wanted to promote a charity 5K coming
Yes.
up in
I
April.
got a couple things.
You gonna
yeah.
run it? You gonna run the 5K?
Well, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a 5K man now.
But it lands on the date that I'm going to New York City.
New York City?
No big deal. No big deal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ask
Country
him,
mouse in the
ask
big
him-
city.
Yeah, ask him why he's going
Why
to
you
New York
going?
City.
Well, Crystal got me tickets to see Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
And,
I didn't realize you were a Gervais fan.
Yeah, he loves really old
Oh, so
British
she's
comedians.
taking you to something you don't even want to go to again?
I'm actually not going to be there. I'm actually going to see live action Mr. Bean the same
yeah.
night. Yeah, no. I'm going to see the live action Black Adder. There's a reference for you. Did anybody ever watch Black Adder?
No.
I've heard of it, but no, I can't
Super
say.
dirty, Rowan Atkinson, British comedy. Look up Black Adder. Super
Adder.
funny. It's set in medieval times. You'll laugh. It's very funny.
Sam, let's talk about Harbor House first.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
if I get into complaining,
Yeah,
it's going
you
to
never get out.
eat up.
You never get out. She
Because-
knows this.
Because I want to talk about teaching your spouse about how to do
we
something
start
and
with-
why they get so mad.
Can I have a gripe? I've never had a gripe.
Yeah.
Can I? Hold on. Hold on.
All right.
These are just observations. They are not just gripes.
Okay, there you go. I just have to play that. My first gripe is Samantha's noticed for how long has she knocked on the door? Don't knock on the door.
Well,
just come on in.
Yeah,
That
I
made
don't
me
know
mad.
how.
That-
I know things run fast and loose here
Yeah,
now that
come
a
on in.
female is not working
Yeah,
here, so I
you're
didn't know
right.
what I was
Yeah,
going to walk
I
into.
like it when women just open the door, and I'm like, oh!
Yeah, but
I
you're
like
I
right.
did surprise the hell out of Tom. His eyes were like, "Whoa, what's she doing
Well, we
here?"
pee with the door open,
I thought it
which
was-
is another reason I want you to just open the door.
I'm
Because you
like-
never know what you're going to get.
I'm like, oh God, I'm getting served. In my mind, I'm getting served
And
by
he doesn't
you.
know what that means.
That would be hilarious if I served you.
Yeah. You're
but
like,
he doesn't know what that means. He just starts dancing really good.
You're
you
like,
know?
I'm a process server now. My first lawsuit, you.
I saw your name come across the table, and I was like, "Let me have this one.
Oh, I got this one.
I got this
But
one."
hey, I'm just giving you the pass.
Yeah.
You know what? Use the door code. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
we
on
haven't
in.
changed it.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, you
Haven't
I know.
changed
I
nothing.
came in here
Also-
last time.
Yeah, come on in.
we haven't stopped your email.
No.
Still Sam at
Yeah, in
TomandDan.com.
fact-
I know. I forward some of them to you.
Yeah, I know.
I've been waiting to say
I appreciate
this.
that.
I've been
You're
waiting to
welcome.
say this, but I don't know if you'll look. Pabon, if you look to your left, you'll see Samantha's desk. I left it like a dead child's room.
Yeah, you did.
I
Well,
left it
not
like
my
a
desk
like.
in the office, it is completely covered in condiments.
Yeah. Well, that's Hot Sauce Island.
Okay.
That's my new. I have declared that Hot Sauce Island.
Mm-hmm.
But your desk in here, I've left it like a deceased child. Like I just
Yeah.
closed the door. Like your bed is still unmade from that day when you
I
were hit
appreciate
by the
that.
car. I leave it exactly the way it was because I'm a very sentimental, sensitive person.
Yeah, every day Daniel buys a turkey sandwich,
And I set it there.
And he sets it on Hot Sauce
and
Island,
yeah.
and he takes one bite and
And
that's
throw it in
it.
the trash. Yeah, throw it in the trash.
And every day it happens.
Not today. Today I had a ham sandwich with a little bit of mayonnaise on it. Not bad.
All right,
Not bad.
Back to charity. So tell us about this 5K. Tell us about what Harbor House does.
So I've worked with Harbor House in the past with Semantics. We've raised money for them. They are basically a domestic violence shelter for women and children, and also their pets. So I came here to knock on your door to beg for either money or for vending for you guys. There is going to be a 5K. It's not until April. It's April 26th, which is my birthday. So if you want to do something for my birthday, you can come out here. It's in Baldwin. It's at Harbor Park. You can go to harborhouse.com and go to the events, and you can see all the information there. We are looking for vendors and people to donate either products to give away or monetary, if you want to just donate money, that always helps.
Kick a little
to
money
help
over to
feed these animals,
Sure.
house them, because they have a kennel on site.
And of course,
they need supplies too. You know, a lot of women will not leave a relationship because they can't bring their animals with them.
Sure.
And so this is one of the shelters where you can bring your animals. So.
And they will hold the animals.
Oh yeah, they're on property with
take
the
care of
families.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Until you're ready.
I think they're actually with you, so that way, because that's a source of
Yeah,
comfort.
you don't want to leave your.
Yeah, you're
it's
going-
part of your family.
Yeah, absolutely. Like no one can ever, And I have kids, and I think I love my dog more than my daughter.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
You know that.
You told me that.
I've said that. I say that
Well,
openly.
you spend a lot more time.
Yeah, Maisie knows this.
When you're
Like,
sitting at Hot Sauce Island, you often tell me
I do,
how
yeah.
much
Is it
you
just
love
photos
your dog
of
more than
Dansby
anybody.
now?
Did you see the array of hot sauces?
I didn't
have
actually
there?
go in. I
My
saw it from
God.
a distance.
I have yellow and red sriracha. What do you want? I'm working on green. Working on green sriracha.
We should figure out a way to have the dogs run the 5K too, because I feel like
My dog can't run 5K.
They'd have
He's too little. He's too little to do it. He's got a little leg. He'll die. If I run my dog a 5K, at the end of it, he's done. He's a done dog.
Also, I know you can't make the 5K, but
Yep.
maybe, perhaps, on Thursday, February 6th, you can go to the Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event, where famously a lot of people, including like Mayor Buddy Dyer,
Yeah. Phil Rollins of
you walk-
Orlando City has
you
done
walk
it.
in high heels for a mile downtown.
Typically,
to walk a mile in her shoes, and we're
Typically,
raising money for the shelter.
It's
Yeah,
usually an influencer. It's someone of, a higher.
anyone can do it, but it
Like
definitely
you,
brings more.
They probably wouldn't want you because you're probably not high profile enough.
I'm
the
gonna
hell
try
are you
and
talking
ask.
I
about?
know your
I know Brendan
Castleberries.
O'Connor has some shoes
Brendan's
that'll fit
done
you.
it. Yeah, I know that they've. You call yourself Justin Bieber of Castleberry? Is that where?
Oh wow.
The Castleberry Beaver? Is that where we were?
Oh, is it a race? I'll
No,
do it if
it's
it's
not.
a race.
No, you
It's more
just
of
have
like
to you just have to walk the mile, and from what I understand, most of the men never finish the mile in the
Yeah.
high heels. So this could be the challenge. You could be the first male to complete.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
from the courthouse to City Hall
well, I could do that.
in heels the whole
In heels.
time.
Yeah.
In high heels.
But there's
I
got to
want
be
you to
a first
sprint
place.
it. I want you to run it.
I think if you complete it, you win.
Oh, but everybody starts at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
all right? So then there is a finisher first. You see what I'm saying? And I could be that
Yeah,
guy.
I do see what you're saying, psychopath. He's
You don't have to be a
screaming
man
at me
either,
about
but
it.
yeah.
Do you see? Do you see? There's a line on the ground, and it's just finished.
Well,
You're an insane person.
there has to be some recognition to the person
No,
that
it's-
finishes
it's
the.
more
Well,
to-
they have winners for largest team fundraiser, so who raises the most money,
Flappiest
and largest
flappy feet.
individual fundraiser. So if you want it to just be you that
Yeah.
raises the most money, you could be the largest individual
What about-
fundraiser.
I kind of just
What
want to
about-
win the race. I really want to donate the most money.
Now,
you know what? I will get you a trophy if you win.
Is there an award
What?
for slappiest slap feet? Because this guy, they just whack, 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 whack.
That's gonna be
whack.
rough in
Well,
heels.
Yeah.
Who's my competition here? Because I think I could win this.
I think you're going
I
up
think you can win
against. I think you're going up against some.
I could
other-
beat
Buddy
Bo-
Dyer will probably do
Well, I
it.
can beat him
Yeah,
for sure.
He's on his way
He's
out.
fit now, man.
He's on his
Yeah,
way
but he's
out.
an
This is
older
his
gentleman.
last term, so he'll probably do it.
Who's
I'm
the,
gonna try and get Brendan to sign up, but
who's the fittest person?
Well,
Brendan's
Brendan can
not a
run
runner.
in heels. He can run in heels.
he can. I've seen him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a
He can
runner.
dance and
It-
run
It
in
matters if
heels.
you can run in heels.
Yeah, he can't run, but a mile. Does he have the stamina?
I don't
I
think
don't
he
know.
does.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
If it
got
were a
the
glory
stamina.
hole, he would have the stamina.
Yeah, I know. There's things he's better than me
Yeah.
at. He's
Yeah.
stronger than me.
Oh,
He's tougher than me. But
When it comes to like lifting a twink up and down,
I think
he
I
gets
could
the nod.
outrun him in a mile.
not in
anyway.
heels. I'm gonna give it to Brendan. I've seen him dance in heels.
Me too.
I saw him dancing on Sam's cruise. He's like,
I saw him run down the corridor of a cruise.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's
that man can fly.
Yeah, and he's got like he had on like red heels and a red like admiral's hat.
Yeah.
What's the stipulation on the heels? Can they be a chunky
No,
back?
can't be mules. Get out of here with that.
Hold on,
You're gonna
what's
wear
the
a pair-
rules?
No, you gotta have stilettos on, dog, or nothing to me.
No, is it stilettos only? I didn't know the rules.
I'm stilettos only.
If the rules
Red
are
bottoms, baby.
any raised heel,
No, now
Then-
you're just doing
No,
it.
no,
Nah.
Are you gonna wear
Stiletto,
moon
no.
boots
You
out there?
don't even go out there. You don't
What?
want it. You don't want to do
no,
it.
if they give me the rules, and
What are
then
you on a wedge?
I'll follow the rules.
Yeah.
If wedges are allowed, I could be number one.
I just heard
I
other.
love that he thinks that a charity event is going to have rules and not allow people to raise money just because it's not the
I'm
right
pretty
shoe.
sure that the people that are participating are the other big name radio hosts
Yeah.
in town,
Well,
and they're probably going to be faster than you.
no,
Oh boy.
who's
boy.
faster than me? And the radio host.
I don't know. I heard Jim Colbert might be.
No, I could beat Jim Colbert.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm
I don't
thinking
know if you
every
can.
radio show host, maybe the hip hop station.
Yeah, think you can.
I don't think they have real people that work
Can
at
you
that
beat-
station anymore.
can
I'm
you beat
serious. Have you
Digital
ever heard a
D
live
Strong?
person?
Yeah. Can you beat a digital black guy in a race?
What about Roomba? You're not beating them.
No, never beaten
Oh,
Roomba.
hold on, they like to party.
They do like
They
to
do
party.
like to party.
And they like to party, and they like to have festive foods. And
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them
And
are
good
runners.
music. Good music.
I think I could outrun them. Anyway, we'll talk later. Sam.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what I wanted to complain about. You mentioned that your husband tried to teach you guitar one time.
Well, I was in a music theory class and I was learning how to play guitar, via my actual teacher and the literature I was given. And as I'm trying to learn at home, I have an actual guitarist that lives with me who's amazing.
Yeah.
And, he'll start noodling around thinking he's helping, but it's just making me feel worse. Yeah.
So this has been an ongoing problem in my relationship since the beginning, really. Yeah, the beginning was easier.
Noodling.
No. I think, actually the first 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
didn't seem to have this problem. It's like the last 15.
Well, you get a little more set in your ways, right?
Well, it's
He also gained confidence. I don't think he had confidence in the beginning.
my wife gets...
She bullied you into a relationship.
No,
And now you have a little bit of confidence and you're like, I'll show you how to do things now.
No. She absolutely despises anytime I try to teach her anything.
But is it just you or is it anybody?
Yeah, but
Because
you
there are
do-
people that don't like to be taught at all. They like to figure it out on their own.
But there are very few things you know how to do accurately.
Okay, well, yeah.
So
Well, I
does
know
that
that.
matter?
Well, that was my question.
That
Is it
does
something
matter.
that you feel you're good at?
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Well, he
because,
feels like he's good at everything.
Exactly. Like I think I could teach anybody anything. That's
That
a
doesn't mean
literally
it's
a
true.
meaningless
Yeah.
statement. Like I could teach you how to do. I could anything,
Okay.
but I don't know what I'm doing.
Would you say that I know a little bit about marketing?
Yeah.
a little bit, sure.
I'd give you
More-
marketing. I'd give you plants. I'd give you marketing.
The way
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said
Oh,
that, though,
plants.
I'd give
too.
you event planning.
Yeah.
Certainly.
How's Airbnb, AT&T going?
Yeah, event planning. Okay,
Detailed
yeah.
event planning. I'd give you 100%.
Okay. So let's just agree on those three things. I know some
Yeah,
information.
you have absolute areas of expertise for sure.
I'm not an expert, but I know I've done it a few.
Sure, you got experience.
Not my first
Yeah.
rodeo.
But I think I'd even go higher, not to
Yeah.
pump you up, but like local podcast event experience, you are an expert.
So
There's not any other people doing it.
So let's just say I come up with some marketing ideas
Yeah.
for the Bart Merrick team, right? And then I
So this has happened before.
And then
is what
I-
he's saying.
Oh my God! Please tell me some of the marketing ideas.
Let me translate.
No,
I'm sure Crystal will tell us the marketing. Just text Crystal.
and then we're
She'll tell you.
driving down the road,
Worst place to give your marketing ideas. Driving down the road.
She gets mad if I just listen to podcasts. She's like, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me? You're just listening off in your own world."
But talking to her means you need to give her ideas, right?
Well, if I try to teach her anything,
How about something casual, like, just talk about
Your
you know,
kids
pop
or something.
culture.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean-
Is this advice like solicited?
well,
No.
I-
No.
Okay.
Well,
No,
she's
never.
complaining about something. She's like, "I need to make more money."
But that's event.
Yes,
I'm
that's
not,
event.
I'm not asking for Pabon to give me. I just want to tell him. I just want to get some steam.
My point being is that she gets so irritated if I try to teach her anything that it got to the point where I asked her,
What were you trying to teach her?
Anything. I said, would you rather me teach you anything or smash your pinky with a hammer? And she was like, ugh. She was thinking about it.
Really? She was thinking about the
That's
pain.
how excruciating it is to her that she was thinking about smashing her finger.
Listen, you also are extremely long-winded,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
very
Tells me that.
difficult when
Yeah.
you're trying to learn something from someone and they never actually get to the goddamn
it's
point.
like lesson 1 is like, oh my God,
know what?
lesson 1. You're like, this here is a guitar.
Oh, God.
All right, these here are the strings.
These are your fingers.
You
All
sound
right.
like Crystal because she told me yesterday, she's like, your stories are too long. I'm like, what
Yeah, I know.
the? I was
Cut
just
to the
sitting there.
chase,
I
man.
know.
And she's like, I was in the studio the other day, and I was like, my God, this story's
Yeah.
long-winded. She's like, get to the
Sometimes
point.
when we're coming around for the 4th time, I will now interject and be like, so what?
What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's let him
Well,
answer.
you
Let's
think
let
that
him-
way too?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
She literally just spit in my face.
Well, just tell me.
Is there anything I'm saying to you that warranted you hawk-toing my
Very
face?
upset.
You just hawk-toing my
What
face.
are you going to tell me? If my stories are too long, I'm getting too long-winded.
Yeah, but it's not good.
I don't know. I
It's
think
not
they
a-
like it.
It's not a good. It's when we have guests in here and you're coming around for the 4th time. It's bad form to be like, this guy's questions are too long. Knock it off.
No one ever tells me.
I'm
No
trying-
one ever tells you.
I
It's
try to-
the
I try to
biggest
tell
lie
you
you
with
may
my
have
eye-
ever told.
I try to tell you with my eyes. I try to go like,
I don't know.
I go like this. I go like, come on.
Sit me down after the show and be like, hey.
I mean, it's been a running joke for 12 years that
I never get any emails. They're like, oh my God, we're
they
tired
post
of
about it in the BDM group.
I don't look at that.
Okay.
Anyway, so, but now, Sam, you said you got irritated when Travis
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
to teach you guitar. And my
Guess
point,
what? Gave up guitar.
Yeah.
So my point is,
Chasing away the competition. Nice job, Travis.
is because I don't have this with Crystal could teach me whatever. Like if she started teaching me real estate,
What could
I'll
she teach
listen.
you?
Anything.
No, you don't believe that. You don't believe,
I will.
You don't believe that for a second. You don't believe.
Here's the
that
problem
there's-
is-
come on, I almost cursed. You effing say it. Say there's something she can teach you. You
No,
don't
she
believe
can't.
it.
No, she knows more.
What about?
She knows more about like going on the MLS and the whole things.
I think here's where the disconnect is with you. Just because you are good at something or have experience in something does not mean you're good at teaching that thing to someone else.
All right.
Because
Jeff
she could be
Howe.
a good
That's
teacher.
Jeff Howe. That's Jeff
you
Howe.
could be good at something, but not good at teaching it.
Yeah,
you know
Jeff
what I mean?
Howe is an amazing guitarist. Jeff Howe, one of my favorite songwriters, but he will tell you straight to your face. He's like, I can't teach people, so don't even ask me.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it. I'm not good at it. Don't have the patience for it. I'm not your guy.
Because it's like you're not doing it right, and that
Yeah.
there's something there that
Yeah.
So my question is though,
Uh-huh.
can or are there spouses out there that can teach each other stuff and they're cool with it? Because what I'm
Are you
saying
talking
is,
to me? Because I can't.
I don't think
No.
spouses can teach each
No,
other
no.
things.
I
I
was
think they
trying
can
to-
if they're a good. Again, I think it comes down if the person is actually a good teacher or not.
We got to find a teacher
We know teachers.
spouse because I know. Okay, let's bring up. I know two
We can
teachers
talk
that
to
are my
the-
friends.
Talk to the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah.
They're constantly yelling at each other.
Well, they're
how-
lifelong educators. Yeah. Oh, they're all. I mean, you go on the camping trip and
Yeah.
they're just lighting each other
Wait,
up.
they're both teachers?
Yeah.
That cancels each other out because they think they can teach better than the other. That doesn't
Oh,
count.
yeah, because-
you got to get one teacher
You
in
get-
the relationship.
The female Brown is constantly yelling at
My
the male
mom
Brown.
was a teacher.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dad not
that
a
sounds
teacher.
racist, but we'll.
They would never teach it. My dad could not be taught. And my dad also believed there's nothing that my mom could teach him because he was smarter than my mom, which is what I
What
believe
about
you
Oregon?
believe.
What,
Oregon? My dad thinks Oregon's gay. You know what? He's like, I don't want to learn that. I have no use for that. Music is for weak people. Music is what weak people play while strong people are fighting. That's what my dad thought, I feel like, right? Something like that? Something along those lines?
Yeah.
He never discussed this, but you could just look at him and tell he didn't think that my mom
Yeah,
would
yeah.
teach him anything.
Yeah. Well, he thinks like I think. So
I know
yes.
you do. There's so many parallels between you and my dad. I think that's why I love you so much. Is like I see it sometimes. I'm like, he's just doing it. He's just doing it.
I just want to find the spouse out there that can teach their spouse.
Can you
or
teach
partner
Travis?
something?
I'm trying to remember if I've ever taught him
take it.
anything.
Because you know a lot of stuff, like went to school for audio editing. You
Yeah,
know
I would
your
even
way
say
around podcasting.
he might even be better at that though, because he was like making music since he was 13.
He does
so,
like beats, and then he can
and he
dabble
taught
in
himself.
drums and
so
guitar.
I'd say he's
and-
probably better than I am at all that.
just from fumbling around.
Just from experience of doing it longer.
It does help you to figure it out.
Would you ever go to Travis and ask him to teach you something that he knows, that you know that he knows better than you?
Yes, but again, he also taught me how to play drums.
Okay.
And I played
nice.
drums, and it was fine.
You were good too.
But also, he's not the best drummer, so it also could be a thing where he goes from teaching to almost gloating about. You know what I mean? Again, I'm here trying to learn one chord. I'm trying to learn one chord, and instead of maybe possibly teaching me better technique or something, he's off in his own world playing an entire song, and I'm like, well, you're not teaching me. You're just showing off.
Yeah,
at this
Maisie
point,
one day wanted me to show her drums, and that proceeded to me hooking up Bluetooth from my phone to the drum set. Yeah. And I went full Neil Peart on her.
Just doing a drum solo.
And that is annoying to people that don't know how to do it. Yeah.
I was like, "What song? Name a song. Any song. I can improv it." And she played it. And I'm laying down the funk, a little bit. She's like, "Wow, that sounds good. Can I try?" I'm like, "No, you go find your mom. We're done here. We're done here. You got your lesson. Got your lesson."
Like Pabon, could you ever teach your wife how to draw? Or how to do art?
Oh, drawing is, I feel like drawing, you just landed on the one that I'm not sure that can be. Drawing is a weird one for me.
I want to say, when I've tried to teach my wife things, she's just disinterested because she's like, this bores me. What you're interested in is dumb.
See, that's like my hold on.
See, I knew there was others out there. Huh?
As the only female here, I have to say, you're trying to teach her something you want to teach her, not something she wants to learn.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to teach her something she wanted to learn, and has she been receptive?
She doesn't want to learn anything that I know anything about.
Right.
Well, that's not her fault.
Great
That's
answer.
not her fault.
You're
You don't
on the
know
board.
anything fun.
You're on the board.
Yeah, because the wives, they start to hate the things that you love.
Yeah. Because it takes time away from them.
Yeah.
So it's like a resentment. It's like an ingrained resentment. It's like, oh, so you like tinkering on your car, do you? Well, I hate that.
Yeah. Crystal, even though she loves nature, started hating plants.
Yeah.
She's like, these plants are flies everywhere. I'm like, what? You love plants. You
Yeah.
hugged a tree the other day.
But she knew you loved the plants more than her.
But I genuinely like to teach, and I'll catch myself like going on tangents about like, oh yeah, this guitar or this band, and her eyes
She's
just
tuned you out, right?
Yeah, you can watch the life leave her body. She's
That's mine. I'll be telling Andrea like some music fact. I'll be like, do you know who originally did this song? And she's like, I don't care. We've almost gotten to that point now where she's like, just say it anyway. I don't care. Pull your pants down. I'll slap it. Like it's just a loveless prison. This is a prison. So I work this prison. I work at this prison, so I'm a guard at this prison, and then I go home and put myself in a cell.
Let's plug Paul's for peace one more time. The
It's paws, like dog have paws, not Paul.
Paul's for peace.
Paul's for peace.
I said
You
Paul's.
can't talk.
Paul's.
Say it again.
Paul's.
Pause. Pause.
Yes.
Pause. P-A-W-S. Pause.
P-A-W-S.
Like
pause
a dog's
for peace,
paws,
walk.
not a dog's poles.
But it's like play and
Pause.
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 That's how you dog's
Why
paws.
are you saying it so long?
There's no L.
You wouldn't say to your wife like, "Hey, I'm getting a drink. Press pause." You wouldn't say that.
He's trying to make sure he
You'd
says
say
the
pause.
W.
Pause.
But there's play and pause,
You got
and
it.
there's
that
a
time.
dog pulls.
Not
There's
pause.
no L.
Pause.
You're going Paul.
Paul's.
Were you
No.
one of those kids that called crayons crowns?
Crowns.
Crayons.
Yeah. I'm a crayon man.
I'm a crayon man.
We know you should see his contracts with the clients. All crayon. If you'll just sign right here using the silver.
That's the redneck.
Yeah, he has people sign in silver crayon because it's fancy.
Pauls and crayons.
Sorry.
The silver one
Yeah,
also.
if you just go to
feels good.
harborhousefl.com, there's a event tab, and there's all the events they're having. You can sign up for and donate. If you want to just donate, maybe you can't make an event, you can also just donate straight on the website as well.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Well, Sam, thanks so much
Yeah,
for
always
stopping
good
by.
seeing you.
You're
Next time, just come in.
Okay.
Always welcome to stop by
Please,
anytime.
please.
And
I'm gonna kick in the door the next time Seth's here.
Oh, that would be funny.
and
Does
we-
he still come by?
Yeah,
very
yeah,
sad.
yeah,
I know he had the kid, and I didn't
No,
know.
no, he's
yeah.
a bad way.
He gets a hypochondria crazy
Worse than
again.
ever. Worse than ever. Cried on the show last week.
No.
He thought he
Don't
had
talk about it.
ALS.
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
just took too many
Cried on the
vitamins.
show, and Tom
That's
laughed right in
funny,
his
right?
Too
face.
many vitamins.
Listener, like, Pabon, you're gonna get an email. You can't. People were mad that you laughed at his face.
No,
People were mad that you laughed at his face.
But he's
real
fine.
Tears, real tears.
He took too many vitamins and
Real
his
tears.
legs started tingling and he thought he had
Yeah.
ALS. And that's funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, and people were like, "Oh, you're insensitive." He thought he was gonna die, but I'm like,
He
he's
always
fine.
thinks he's gonna
I
die.
know. This
Why
is
does this one make it different?
Yeah, it's
I'm
funny.
with you, Tom. I've never said that.
Did you see my face? Like somebody pulled out my face when she said, "I agree with you, Tom." What the hell is happening
know.
today? All right, Harbor House, go
Yeah.
support, give some money.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah. Pause for peace.
Better.
Yeah,
That was
there
better.
we go. Okay.
All right.
And we will be right back.
Awesome. That was,
That was
super funny.
Perfect.
Thank you, Sam.
And then we'll do
Let me say this guy, and you're more than welcome to hang out.
Wednesday 3.
If you got stuff to
Yeah.
do, no
Well, I don't want to take over Pabon's.
Wednesday, that was Wednesday 3, and we have 2, right?
Sorry, that was I figured we'll put that, since this is a promotion in April, we'll put that Monday
Yes.
Monday 3.
Gotcha.
That way the
27th, I think. This upcoming Monday? Yeah, 27th.
Thank you.
27th, and then that way we could do Pabon for like a weird hobby for Wednesday 1
All right.
today.
Cool. But you still want that 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Cool.
And the next one, let me make sure I got my music. Well, good seeing you, my lady.
Yep.
Good seeing y'all. Thanks for
Love you, be
about
good.
that
Yeah, no
and
problem.
Signing up for
Yeah,
Yeah,
always.
or whatever.
Anytime you need anything
Yeah.
like that, just let us know.
It
I
also,
guess I'll see you next Friday.
we're also trying to focus a little bit more on, remembering that these type of things are going on. So it's always good to know what's happening in Orlando, and seeing who needs help and who doesn't need help, stuff like that. I have a feeling our pendulum is swinging. I think this year will be the year of hyper local.
I love that you guys came out. Thank you so much.
Oh, of
That was
course.
so cool.
I wish we could make some more. Maybe we can. We're getting a lot of gigs now, so that
We
increases
got
our
a
chances.
jam-packed February. A lot in Sanford and Vero Beach and stuff. So.
Oh, you're doing the Punk Fest?
Punk Fest.
You want to slide over if you don't mind? Yeah, it'll just look and sound better. Thank you, buddy.
We'll see y'all later.
Yes, ma'am. Tell Travis and Pepper we said hey. My allergies, whatever. The rain kicked out of the trees straight into my face, and it is getting me. I had like 3 days no allergies. It was awesome, and now I'm right back to it. All right, I got the music for that.
40-degree rain is the worst weather. It's horrible.
I'd actually take frozen rain over non-frozen cold wet.
Oh yeah.
The snow,
Ew.
snow is drier than this.
Yeah.
This is shit.
Yeah, this is best.
Snow can land on you and you brush it off and then you go inside and you're fine.
Yeah. Well, because it's so humid too,
God.
that it's like humid, cold ass rain. God.
All
Thanks.
right. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Pabon, you're good. Yeah, that looks
Yep.
good. All right. Here we go. And hold on. And 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live. Tons of shows on there. We broadcast every Monday through Friday for about 3 to 4 hours. And if you would like to join us in the chat room, we would certainly love to have you.
And Science on Tap is this Saturday,
Yeah, man.
January 25th, osc.org. It's their beer fest. It's right there in Lock Haven Park. They do a really nice job.
It's a beautiful beer fest. Beautiful area of town, a big green park.
And the weather's clearing.
Yeah.
So all this rain will pull through, and I'll have a nice day on Saturday.
Yep.
And if you want to go by and hang out with us, me and Daniel are going to be there. just go to osc.org and get your tickets.
Yeah, and all of the proceeds go to help out our beloved Orlando Science Center.
So I thought we'd do a little weird hobby Wednesday.
All right, let me see if I have the song, and I do.
Fat Nerd Dads, go!
If you got a hobby and you're feeling kind of blobby, dick, that's lost. What's your hobby?
Weird hobbies!
And to present their weird hobby today, we've got our good friend Eric Pabon. How you doing, Pabon?
Hey, I really missed you guys, man.
Oh, we missed you too, man. Sorry, the blasts are working this year.
So, of course, Eric Pabon's been working with us for years, doing lots of different art for us, continuing to do different projects we're working on this year. And plug your website real quick, Eric.
My website is defunct, Tom, because
Oh.
I stopped paying for the domain.
Oh,
I love
man.
that. I
Oh,
love that.
God.
There's nothing more punk rock
Whoa.
than stopping to pay for your domain name. I love that. I'm not
yeah.
letting big domain get my money.
I probably should have checked with you before.
Yeah, great job, great job.
Well, let's plug your band because that's why
I'm
you're
not
here
in the band
today.
anymore. I'm not
No,
in
well,
the
that's
band
his weird
anymore.
hobby.
No,
He's a-
no,
he's
got
a-
a whole different. You know nothing about me.
He's in a punk rock band. He's in a dad punk rock band. So let's plug the band.
Sure. I'm in a band called TV Generation.
All right.
And they've been around for a while. I've been in the band for about a year and a half as the lead singer and rhythm guitar player.
Okay.
So are you kind of like the newer?
I'm the new guy.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm the new guy. When I love going to see live music. And for years, I came up playing punk rock. I mean, from the time I was 15 years old, I was in bands. It's how I met my wife. Like, it's been such a huge part of my life forever. You go to these shows not playing music and watching bands you love on stage, and as fun as that is, there's always this feeling like, man, I missed that. Like, I wish I was still doing that. And so it felt like easier to find a band that was already a thing, that already had songs that I could just kind of plug myself in and not start from scratch.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get off of this podcast and get my way back into radio.
Yeah.
I have found there are a few morning shows that I've been shopping my talents out to, namely one called The Moon Stairs.
No.
You start as an intern
I
again.
started as an intern, work my way through the radio and see how I can do in this world of broadcasting.
So let's talk about first finding a band that has an opening that you could fit yourself into.
Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not going to be uncomfortable doing that, and that's where you're wrong. I get a weird amount of probably the same amount of uncomfortability that you get, of the idea of putting out, like, whether it's a flyer with those little pull tabs for my number, whether it's like posting on a web board, whether it's like going to like Central Florida punk rock band, Central Florida musicians and putting out a post. That gives me the willies for some reason.
Yeah. It's like dating.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfectly said.
And when you get to a certain age, I'm going to be 40 in March. It's different. Like, not every band fits somebody that age. I have 3 kids. Young college kids that post stuff online. A lot of it is like, we want to play like My Chemical Romance covers and we practice 6 times a week. And it's like, well, that doesn't mesh well with a 40-year-old father of 3.
Yeah, you got to find a band is like a small business, and you got to make sure everybody's schedules meet up. Now, like, let's just talk about the concept of playing in a band for a hobby. Because I feel like a lot of musicians never end up doing this, even though they, like, a lot of my friends were in punk rock bands growing up, and they loved performing. And at the time, they wanted to do that for a living, obviously. And most of the time, 99% of it never pans out. You can't do it for a living. And then you move on, and you get a job, and you get a family, and you never go back to performing. Even though you still know how to, like, you performed all the time.
I've kind of done a little bit of that, in that, like, moving up until I got into radio, I played in tons of bands, and I was playing every weekend. Yeah. And I was practicing at least 3 times a week, and I couldn't tell you the last time I sat behind a drum kit. You know what I mean? Like, it is weird to still have the skill and not use it.
Well, it's important.
My old guitar player hasn't picked up his guitar in 20 years, and it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to hear that, because he was a monster, just a straight monster.
So my question is, why don't more people get together and start playing live music together? and even doing it for free or for, maybe just, a tab at the bar or wherever you're performing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
yeah, and then offer like, hey, we just do it for the love of doing it as a hobby. We have no plans of turning this into a business.
Well, you don't know this, but yesterday we had in some of the fellows from Tactical Brewery right down the street. We had Chris in. He's in a band. He told me that. I was texting back and forth.
Okay,
He's like, hey, are you coming to see me play at Sideward? Friendly, another brewery that they're friends with. And I'm like, you're in a band? Yeah. He's like, he's in a band. Like, so he does it for a hobby, for his own, like, brain, for his own enjoyment, for fun. I think it is a rarer thing now. I do.
It is, because one, it's really hard to make a band work. You're talking about multiple people being on the same schedule, wanting to play the same kind of music. Just the friction there, it is like a small business. And then it's also, to what level are you willing to put into it? So, there are people that want to tour 10, 11 months out of the year. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
We're kind of weekend warriors in that, like, we'll jump on shows with bigger national touring bands and open up for people that we really like, just because it fits with where we are in our lives. And the money that comes in, we just use that for whatever expenses or gas or merchandise or, but it's not overtaking our day jobs in the way that, like, when you're a kid and you want to get in a van and tour and, like, I want to do this for a living. There are plenty of bands I know that still do that. It's just really, really, really hard.
Is it something like, remember the old Seinfeld episode where you...
I'm not familiar with...
Never seen it.
Where Jerry and Elaine started hooking up as friends, and they're like, "Oh, wait, why don't we just bang every once in a while?
I remember this episode.
Why can't we just be
this
friends
was
and
an
then do that?"
earlier episode,
Yeah,
right?
I'm referencing 1997.
Yeah, but like I think it was like the first season.
Or maybe,
they kinda,
maybe 94.
They kind of did away with that arc a little bit, to make it goofy.
Yeah. But the point being, maybe like you start a band with some friends, and then you start off like, let's just do this for fun, right? And then you practice. And then,
like our podcast.
Obviously, you practice to be good, and so as you practice more and more, the better you get, and then maybe it starts to get into and then you get maybe your first paid gig, and then you're like, wait a minute. We've got something here, And
that's what happened to us.
And then it's like, and then you're like, well, and then you start getting more and more ambitious about it because it starts calling you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have
like the telltale heart.
Yeah. So it's like you can't bang your friend and leave emotions at the door because
it's haunting you.
Because every time you perform, you start to get into your head that maybe this could be something. Like we're good, and then the dream, and then that you don't want to experience that crushing defeat when it doesn't end up being.
And then Elaine eats a bird to save her daughter from being murdered by Death, who is the embodiment of the parrot.
Because Pabon, if your band starts getting like bigger gigs and starts drawing bigger crowds,
talk about some of the some of your accomplishments. Because didn't you just open for like a legendary older gentleman?
Yes,
punker.
We opened for Fear.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Fear, they were one of the first bands to get banned from Saturday Night Live in the '80s, and that was a huge deal for me, man. I grew up listening to this stuff, so I think your expectations are a big part of it. Like, I went through a lot of that stuff you're talking about when I was really young, like having a manager and trying to tour and trying to do it for a living and becoming disillusioned with the music industry and all of that stuff. So I have some perspective to say what I really like about it is just getting on stage and playing and the community and the scene. And I'm not, it's not that thing you do. It's not like this light at the end of the tunnel. Like, one day we're going to get discovered and make it. Like, that's not...
Yeah, but what if you did, Eric? That's what I'm saying. Like, what if all of a sudden you're like, man, there's a lot of people showing up for these gigs, like, and then all of a sudden, like, you get a hit on TikTok, and Trump brought that back, by the way.
Did you hear about that? He brought it back. He brought it back.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Gulf of America.
Yeah.
So anyway, the
Gulp of America.
all of a sudden, the shows start getting bigger, and then you get a hit on TikTok, and then you start looking at it, and then you start getting like bigger and bigger offers, and you're like, wait a minute, I can make a run at this.
Yeah.
And then you quit your job, and then you're back to being a rock star, which
Nah,
is your
man.
original plan.
Yeah, would you do that?
No, because like I said, the perspective, like I'm friends with plenty of people who still tour as a means to support themselves, and it's not a glamorous life, man, and I'm not in a stage in my life where I could do that. And you just have to do what works for you, and I get out of it exactly what I need.
But what if?
Yeah. I think
who-
that's the beauty in what
who's
he's
the biggest
got.
touring
Is
punk
there's
rock
no
band?
what if.
Right.
Like you
right,
know
right.
exactly where you want to go with it. So he's not even like you may not even see the what if
Right.
because you're not even. That's not what you're doing it for.
I'll give you an example. For me, a lot of it is I don't like to leave things uncrossed off my list, man, because I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, man, I should have done that again, or I really wanted to, and I didn't.
Every list I make, everything uncrossed. Every
Open list.
Yeah.
Open list.
Yeah.
That's a better way to live, maybe. But like, all right, an example is I've always wanted to make a movie. I don't know anything about filmmaking, cinematography, nothing.
Gonzo, go Gonzo style.
Yeah, well,
Easier that way. Just,
yeah.
you know.
But I did that. I made a movie when we lived up in New Jersey. It was a short horror film. It's terrible.
Oh.
It's almost, I don't want to say it's unwatchable, right? But it's just not good.
I want to watch it.
I'll send it to you,
Yeah,
man.
I'll watch
It's
the
on
hell out of it.
it's on YouTube.
I'll get blazed and watch it and
Yeah.
laugh and love it. I'll love it.
So there
It'll
was
be embarrassing, Eric, if I have to
it's
see
a little
your, your product and if it's
You'll have-
really bad. I'm like, oh my god.
You'll have to look me in the eye and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
ugh. But the point is, it doesn't matter how it came out because I really liked who I was when I was doing it,
Yeah.
and I'm really glad that it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with being in a band and playing these shows. Like you mentioned, we got to open for Fear. We got to play with Co-Defendants. We have Agent Orange coming up in February.
That's
like
killer, man.
just to share this stage with bands that mean that much to me.
Here's a fun fact. Flea was in Fear.
Yeah.
I remember that.
A lot. Yeah. You know, like if you gotta be like a real Red Hot Chili Peppers, aficionado to know that. But yeah, he was in that band.
So, Eric, let's just talk about being in a band as your hobby.
Well, also,
And-
I was going to ask him just quickly about you're stepping into a band that's already established.
Yeah.
How do you give your Eric parts without necessarily taking away from stuff that the guys that are already in the band like or dislike, or were there talks about that, or
Yeah, like when
is
I-
it open or was it difficult?
When I first came in, it's almost like walking on eggshells because you're the new guy and you've got these established records out. But I like melody. You and I are both big Descendants fans.
Yeah,
Like
love Descendants.
that kind of stuff, sort of in my DNA. So songs that were a little shoutier, I was adding melody to,
Nice.
just to feel it out, just to that's just where I come from. And then as I got to write songs for the band and with the band, a lot of that old stuff is getting phased out because luckily they like the direction it's going in with me as a songwriter. So everything kind of fell into place and worked. There was definitely a world in which I brought a song to a band and was like, what do you guys think of this? And they were all just kind of looking at each other like you would look at me after you watch my short horror film.
Right.
You know,
like, this is garbage.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when earlier on, years and years and years ago, probably like 25 years ago, when I was singing in a band, I remember I took over for somebody else, but it didn't go quite that way. It was more of well, why can't you do it like this guy can?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was hard. It was like very, very difficult, and that thing it became less of me and the band and me more like I'll just perform it the way you want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not mine, so I'll just perform it the way you want it and distance myself from it.
What do you think the minimal or minimum commitment is to Dad being in a band? Like, what would you have to? How many practice days and performing?
I thought of
days?
that yesterday when I was thinking of our friend Chris from Tactical Brewing. I was like, well, because you know how much I like music, so of course it would be a daydream when I see Chris from Tactical, when I see Pabon, good buddies of ours that are doing it. I think, well, I kind of want to do it, right? Like, I
Yeah.
want to play in a
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
So I thought of that. I was like, how often does our buddy Chris, how often does Pabon have to play or practice with these guys in order for them to get a quality sound?
1 day a week,
Okay.
2-3 hours. That's it.
And
But keep in mind, we're a punk rock band, so we're not as musical as And we're not out there doing Joe Satriani. Like we're
Right.
Of course, it all varies, but what I'm saying is that it seems like, if you were going to choose a hobby and join a band, you can do 1 day a week practice and then perform on the weekends.
Right.
And what I'm saying is I feel like more people should do that, and it seems to be a rarity. Like we mentioned earlier, people just give up on playing their instrument because there's no money to be made. But it's like, but you'll spend time and money on all these other hobbies you have, and this one was your first love. Why not do it? Make yourself happy. Perform.
I don't
play
know.
music.
Yeah. Everybody that I know in the punk rock scene that's making music, it's that pure. We love doing this. We may sell a T-shirt or two or a record or, a door split at a venue, but it's not, it's not about we're going to get rich off of this by any means. It's just we love doing this. We love the community, and there's a DIY sort of ethos to it that's survived years and years and years of changing tastes and all that. So
you did it as a young man. Now you're doing it again as I would say a younger, middle-aged man.
Yeah.
What's different? Is it pretty much the same? Is it all digital now? Are there things you hate now that you're like, we don't get to do that anymore?
So like we all kind of grew up together. So
Yeah.
you go to a show and it's a different vibe. It's a lot of old fat dads, not.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, it all comes around, and now we're seeing more kids, and kids are doing weird stuff that I can't relate to. Which, when I give it some thought, I really love, because this has to be like how my parents felt when they watched me perform punk rock songs. I'm watching kids bring out, like chainsaws with no blades and putting them up against pickups and making weird noise, and I'm like, it's not. I don't want to say it's not for me, but I run into it like, I don't get it.
Oh,
And-
that's stupid, Eric. let's just be honest. You put some chainsaw
Take your
against a
chainsaw.
pickup.
Who do you think you are, Jesse James Dupree from the band Jackal?
Yeah, you're doing
It's
stupid
been
stunts.
done.
Like,
knock that off.
yeah, I could understand like a different version of punk rock or
Well,
something.
there is that. Yeah, there's fresh takes on it. There's bands, that you hear and you're like, wow, that's really, it's punk rock, right? It has that in its makeup, but it's different. It's doing some different things, different stuff than I would do.
What
Yeah.
is it like when you guys open for a established and popular punk rock band? Let's take like Co-Defendants, for example, which are on Fat Records. They're kind of a Fat Mike like project, right?
Yeah.
Or he at least was part of the vehicle, and now they tour obviously without him, right?
Right.
Because is he a member of that band at all, or
Just a recorder, producer, songwriter kind of guy.
yeah?
But
Are
he-
these guys? Because we hear this from a lot of people that think oh, Co-Defendants, they're on a record label, they're touring the country. I follow them on Instagram. Tons of people follow them. Are these people still quote punk? Are they as like, because it does seem like they are not getting rich. It does seem like they are
Right.
just regular guys playing music. Like, I think a lot of people I know make more money than Co-Defendants.
Sure.
Is that true?
That's true. And me personally, I get intimidated because, like I said,
Yeah.
I listen to music. It means a lot to me. That record blew my socks
Oh,
off.
I thought it was fantastic. It's the only hybrid of punk and I'd say like hip hop that I've heard in like the last 10 years that I think they did it right.
Yeah.
Like it's a blend. It's not
It's
not trendy to be trendy. It actually works.
it's very vulnerable. It's very
Yeah.
original.
It's gritty too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm transparent. I roll up to that show and I told Chesky and Sam King,
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan, and I'm gonna fangirl for a second. I'm not trying to be cool, man, just
Yeah.
because we're on the bill. Like, I'm so nervous meeting you right now. We met leaving at the Fear show, dude, and the dude's like a grandpa. He's like
Yeah.
a little man.
He's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, I had this image of these guys in my head from, like, Decline of Western Civilization, like this ripped,
Mhm.
crazy. And he's the sweetest dude. Everybody I've met, from that, I guess, level has been really sweet.
So let's say you get the TikTok hit.
Okay, here he goes.
400 grand world tour. You got to leave your family and tour.
For 100 grand or
400 grand.
Oh, why don't you just make it $500,000?
Yeah. No,
No.
that's just reach. You got to pay the other band.
I love how exact you are.
Yeah,
man. I love that. I love
well,
that.
it's the.
He loves this so much.
this-
Pabon will let you eat cake.
This style
He wants you to be
music,
comfortable.
You know, the 400 grand. You're like, we're gonna go
How long do I
tour
have
the
to
West
leave
Coast.
my family? You're talking to me?
It's a year tour. So
Oh,
it's
God, dude.
like 52 weeks. You get to go
I
home for
couldn't leave
Christmas.
Andrea and Maisie for 52 weeks for $400,000.
Well, you get to fly back every once in a while.
I'm not a money guy.
You know,
I'm the worst
the
person.
birthdays.
Yeah.
So you take a little break in the summer. They always, it's just it's.
Can I fly them out?
It's gonna be.
Can I cheat?
Well,
Can I cheat on my wife while I'm out?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because I'm gonna be lonely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be very lonely.
Well, that's what punk rock bands do.
Can I sire a daughter like Dave Grohl?
Yeah. I used to think you were pure, Fat Mike, and then you got that whatever.
Soma snake oil.
Soma snake oil.
She's a porn star, and then we're standing there at House of Blues in Loge looking down there, and I go, I think that's Soma snake oil. And I see her, you disgusting bitch.
So would you do it, Pabon? 400?
No, man, I would bring my
They're
family.
not even together anymore. Sorry, I don't mean to scream about that, but Fat Mike and Soma are no longer together.
Oh, Fat Mike.
So you wouldn't do it for
No,
400?
man, I like to involve my family as much as I can. And I know I mentioned my kids. My 12-year-old daughter's really into music. It's really rare that your kids ever care about anything you do.
No, I
I'm
know.
sure you guys know that.
God almighty. Damn, I know it.
Well, here's the mind F is when your kids are old enough to tell their dad, or like, I know you don't want to leave us, but 400 grand, you should live your dream. The kids are telling you to do it. Then then you're like, oh God, now I'll do it then. Because then if I stay with them, then they're like,
But it's not about what they say. I think to you, it's more about being with them.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I just don't think you could do it. I don't think I could either.
Well, so you present to you the cash, and then you got Maisie saying like, "Go do it, Dad. I'll be fine here. We can talk on FaceTime." And then you're like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe I will do it."
I don't think I could. I don't think I'm too weak. I don't think I can do it.
I'm with you, man. I'm too weak. Yeah, I got to be around my kids.
But the cheating is kind of pushing me towards it. Though.
Yeah. Then every time you're sitting on the couch scrolling, and then you're like, "Well, I gave him 400 grand for this." They're playing Roblox, and I'm on a couch scrolling. You're playing video games. You're like, I'm not even hanging out with them. Anyway, sorry, Pabon.
I didn't think about that. That's an excellent point.
Plug your band one more time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. TV Generation. We are on Instagram and Facebook, and that's about it because we are of a certain age. We don't understand anything else. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say.
You get on TikTok. Trump brought it back.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
now
it is
better than ever.
I have a special place in my heart for TikTok.
we'll get on there now. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. I will plug some shows.
Do it.
And
these are shows that everybody should come out to. Support not only local music, but BDMs and Tom and Dan listeners that play local music. We got a lot of guys that play in bands.
Thank you, man. So February 8th, we're playing the Sanford Punk Fest at West End. 3 stages, 21 bands. It's only $20, and it's really good bands, man. It's The Attack. It's the Bastard Sons, 430
How many
Steps.
bands?
21.
21 bands, and it's $20. It's
$20.
less than $1 a band.
That's a bargain.
For
man.
less than $1 a band.
That's crazy. That's going to be a good time. February 15th, we're at the Dunes in Cocoa Beach with 77 Swindle and Billy Doom is Dead. February 16th, Cigar City Tattoo Festival.
Oh, nice.
Ybor City, the Cuban Club. 21st of February, Pineapples in Melbourne, kind of like an Oi show with Hub City Stompers, Control This.
It's going to be cool to see Oi at a place called Pineapple.
Yeah.
It's about Melbourne and the pineapples.
Yeah.
Pineapples this, pineapple man.
Yeah. You know what it means.
You known for pineapples?
Yeah.
Why do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
pineapples so much?
Yeah, I know why they know it.
I'll report back on the
Yeah,
Pineapples.
I know why they know it. It's not just welcome in Hawaii.
And this is a big one, February 22nd, West End in Sanford. Our buddies at the West End are hosting Agent Orange. Again, only a $20 show.
Nice.
If you need tickets for that, email us, tvgenerationpunks@gmail.com, or check our social media, and we will get you tickets.
There you go. He's
Awesome.
making it it's making it impossible for you to not go,
Yeah.
which is a very kind thing for you to do. Pabon, we love you. Thank you for helping us with art and making us look so great.
Thank you.
Give some love to the family, please.
Yep, and we will be right back. Cool.
Got it.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Are we taking lunch or are we
Yeah,
doing
we're
one
going to
more?
lunch a little early.
All right, guys, we're going to, because we started a little early, and I hope you enjoyed your surprises, and we will see you guys back a little before.